Hey guys, this is Akshaya. Hope all are doing good. And today in this video, we are going to see about the Paris Agreement on climate change. I hope everyone has heard about this name, Paris Agreement. So we are going to see depth in this today. I thought of adding a quote on every video uh, that makes it interesting and motivates us to study further. So today's quote is: "The future depends on what you do today," and it is said by the great Mahatma Gandhi. Yes. So let's go into the topic. What is Paris Agreement? Any guesses, guys? Because while we are studying environment, it is very important. So okay, let's see into it. So Paris Agreement is an agreement within the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, dealing with mainly three things. They are greenhouse gas emissions, mitigation, adaptation, and finance. Okay. And one more thing is, see, this agreement is adopted in 2015 at the end of uh, United Nations Climate Change Conference, that is COP21. So it is the universal and legally binding agreement on climate change. The Paris Agreement entered into force on 4th November 2016 after being ratified by 55 countries, representing at least 55% of the total greenhouse gas emissions. So we may think, what is the main aim of the Paris Agreement? Why do we require such kind of agreement, and what we are going to do with that? So the main aim is to keep the global warming below 2 degrees Celsius increase by the end of the 21st century, and pursue efforts to limit the temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. This is according to the recommendations of IPCC. Okay? Yes. See, we are going to know about it. The Paris Agreement sets out a global framework to avoid dangerous climate change by limiting global warming to well below 2 degrees Celsius and pursuing efforts to limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as I said. So, this is the main target why every country is following the Paris Agreement. And it also aims to strengthen countries' ability to deal with the impacts of climate change and support them in their efforts. As I said, the Paris Agreement is the first ever universal, legally binding global climate change agreement that is adopted at the Paris Climate Conference, which we call it as COP21, in December 2015. Okay, and next it has the strategies also. We are going to see it. See, the strategy has a target, and that is 20/20/20. It is a target. You can ask, what is it? Yes, we are going to see it individually. That is 20% reduction of carbon emission, 20% increase in renewable energy, and 20% increase in energy efficiency. And in this, the very important thing and the first step uh, to follow is 20% reduction of carbon emission. And both the renewable energy and energy efficiency is also important, but initial stage, the reduction of carbon emission is really important, on which most of the country is concentrating on right now. Okay, so next, key points on Paris Agreement. I took this from BBC News paper. This key points. Yes, let's see it. To keep the global temperature increase well below 2 degrees Celsius and to pursue efforts to limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius, as I said. And next, to peak greenhouse gas emissions as soon as possible and achieve a balance between the sources and sinks of greenhouse gas in the second half of this century. That is to reduce the greenhouse gas, okay? To review progress every 5 years. $100 billion a year in climate finance for developing countries by 2020, with a commitment to further finance in the future. Once the deal comes into force, countries that have ratified it have to wait for a minimum of 3 years before they exit. So, these are some key points regarding the Paris Agreement that was given by the BBC News. I took the information from there for this key point. And next, we are going to see the approach of our country, India, on climate change. I'm sorry, on Paris Agreement. Approach of India on Paris Agreement. Right? So, actually speaking, the India has committed to ensuring that at least 40% of its electricity will be generated from non-fossil sources by 2030. India accounts for about 4.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions and became the 62nd country to ratify this agreement. So, we are the 62nd country for signing this agreement. Under Paris Agreement, India has committed to creating a cumulative carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent by 2030. So currently India's forest and tree cover is about 24% of its geographical area according to India's State of Forest Report 2017. India has recently highlighted that it wants to bring at least 33% of its total area under green cover. The draft of India's National Forest Policy 2018 also mentions that to achieve the national goal for eco-security, the country should have a minimum of one third of the total area under forest and tree cover. Like what you see on this right side is the global carbon dioxide emission. In that, the first place is taken by China, second place by United States, third place by European Economic Area, and the fourth place by India, fifth place by Russia, and sixth place by Japan, and others occupy 31.3%. So, India's emission of carbon dioxide is about 6.8%. Do you remember? This is why I said the first target in our strategy is 20% reduction in carbon dioxide emissions. So, this is the reason that stands as the first place, because carbon dioxide makes a great impact in our society. So, under this Paris Agreement, India has committed to creating a cumulative carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent by 2030. Right? So, this is the short review of the Paris Agreement, and hope you all like this video. Thank you for patiently listening to my video, and please like and subscribe for further videos, and thank you. Have a nice day.